Hi folks, this is all the fruit, and now let's talk about the mysterious mangoes of Sarawak. The funny thing is that the mangoes of Sarawak are quite distinct. They are very different from the mangoes in Kalimantan, also very different from the mangoes in West Malaysia, and also very different from the mangoes in Sabah. Well, West Malaysia and Sarawak are in the same country, so you would imagine the mangoes should be similar. Sabah and Sarawak are in the same country and also on the same island, Borneo, so even more reason for the mangoes to be similar. And Kalimantan and Sarawak are also on one and the same island and share a common border of, I guess, over 700 kilometers. And still, the mangoes in Sarawak are quite different. The mangoes everywhere else all over the place, they are kind of similar to those Thai-style Namdok Mai mangoes. Yeah, in Indonesia they're a little bit maybe less elongated and with a less pronounced tip on average. I've made a lot of videos about West Malaysian mangoes and Indonesian mangoes, and basically last time when I was in Kalimantan, pretty much all of the Mangifera indica I could find were from Java, while the local mangoes were just the other species. Now when I'm here in Sarawak, it's funny, basically none of those mangoes which are all over the place can be found here. Not even those from Sabah which are so popular with the Chinese tourists. Here they seem to have their own mangoes, and when you ask about the variety, people tell you, yeah, well, there are those local mangoes here, they have no specific name. About those two I just get the information, they are not manga but mango. Funny that here they have this distinction between manga and mango, and at the other end of the world, in the Canary Islands, they have a similar distinction. Well, let's look at those mangoes. I bought those two from one stall and this from another one. Those two were only two of a selection of mangoes. Those were the smallest ones. Those were the slightly bigger ones. Then there were even bigger ones. And then were the giant Mango King. But since they cost 10 ringgit a kilo, I did not buy so much. I did not buy so many. I just bought the smallest and the medium size. Also the vendor, I tried to go for the softest, ripest mangoes, but she gave me some which are still hard, which is quite unusual because usually the vendors, they try to get rid of the soft ones first. So that's the info I got on those. They are called mangoes and not manga, and you should actually eat the hard ones. At another market, when I tried to get some info on similar mangoes, I was told, well, they have no special name, those are just the local mango varieties. They are not a named variety, there is not a specific name for them. This year I bought 4 mangoes of this type for 2 ringgit. So basically those two together cost me 9 ringgit, while this cost me 50 cents. So those together cost 18 times more. This is smaller but still a lot cheaper. Well, what can I say about the mangoes? They are quite aromatic, but well, actually the third one, the big one, is not so aromatic. Those two are quite aromatic, but no trace of the machine oil smell. This kind of dirty look on the skin suggests that they could be a hybrid between Mangifera indica and some of the Borneo jungle mangoes like Mangifera foetida or whatever. There are also a lot of other jungle mangoes, Mangifera laurina, and a lot of other species I've only read about, but I've never tasted them. And I thought, since those mangoes have this kind of dirtish, brownish, spotty skin, they could be some hybrid, but there is nothing in the smell. This is even shape and size-wise quite close to Mangifera foetida. This looks a little bit like an Assam putaran, but it's definitely not an Assam putaran because there is just some tangy mango taste, but no taste of No smell of machine oil. I was told this one is sour. That's the only info I got on this. So let's try them. First, let's try this one. It's the hardest of all three, but the vendor chose it for me over the softer one, so... It is ripe for sure, but not very ripe and not as sweet as I would like it to be. Also, either because it's not completely ripe or because it has something to do with Borneo mango species, the skin seems to be a little bit thicker than in average Mangifera indica. Now let's try this one. Slightly softer, but also slightly more greenish. The flesh seems to be softer near the pit. More fibers. You can see that here. But also, it's more sweet and more aromatic, a little bit like honey. Actually, a very good mango for the way it looks. A green mango, which is still quite hard, but tastes like honey. Now this one is really soft. The color on the inside is yellowish orangish. I was told it's sour, but no. For Borneo standards, it's not too sour. It's more sour than sweet, but the sourness is still mild. But what's interesting, in the taste, there is some trace of this machine oil smell. So this could actually be a hybrid with a Sampotaran or Mangifera foetida. I mean, there is a hybrid with Mangifera foetida. It's called Mangifera odorata, but it's very smelly. It's the Queenie. So this might be maybe a hybrid between the Queenie and some other Mangifera indica. So it has a lot more Mangifera indica taste and flavor, but still a tiny trace of Mangifera foetida taste. While the looks are kind of intermediate between Mangifera indica and Mangifera foetida. Well, those are my ideas on those three mangoes, folks. Maybe you can tell me what you think about them. So this one, ripe but a little bit boring. This one, tasting like honey. I would really like to know what it tastes like when it's ripe, when it's more ripe than this. Does it taste more like honey, or does the taste deteriorate? It happens with a lot of mangoes when they are overripe. Some of them are really tasty, but others, when they're overripe, they are not so good anymore. And this one, funny, they have a lot of really sour fruit here. So why did they tell me that this one is just sour? It's more sour than sweet, but I like sweet fruit and I still like this mango. Okay, folks, those were three of the enigmatic mangoes of Kuching in Sarawak in Borneo. Stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the beautiful city of Kuching. And don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.